Hello and welcome to Heel Turn Radio. We're cruising on StreamYard, taking a page out of Diamond Dave and New Money Matt's Tiny Bang Tuesday. King, what you got going on? Chopping off your arm to spite yourself? Oh, and I can't hear you now. So you did something.
You may find yourself in the middle of a podcast.
There it is, baby.
You may find yourself without audio. And you might ask yourself, how did I get here?
I don't know, baby. I don't know. But we got a big night tonight. We're going to talk a bit about shows that are coming up. But we have the biggest guest that we want to bring on, even bigger than the Big Meng, all the way from the East Coast, coming home for a sweet, sweet debut. It's Big CALLUX. CALLUX, baby, how are you?
You caught me off. I'm good. I didn't expect you to be so quick with that intro. You caught me off guard.
We just want to get straight to it. We got Big Meng shit to talk about, you know. So we gotta.
I wouldn't be on here if we weren't talking Big Meng shit.
Yeah,
that was in my contract.
Yeah. The rider was big. I mean, no doubt.
It was real big.
Yeah. It needs to be longer than 2 minutes this time. That was in the rider. I remember that. Needs to spotlight brand new Seattle Kraken fashion.
That's it. Hold up. We got this bad boy right here, repping the Seattle Kraken that I'm now a mild fan of because they took my boy Brandon Tanev over to their side of the forest. And over on the side of the desk, we have a treat. I don't like this team, but this hat kind of fucking goes. So it's a Ducks hat.
Oh yeah,
it's teal, and then it's got purple on the brim. So we got two shades to it. I'm a hat guy now. For the sole reason of putting hats on top of my mask. Oh no, it doesn't stay as well as you would like without a head. But I'm trying to bring out the new style of hats and masks so I can have something to remember my legacy by.
Is that kind of like boats and hose, but fashion?
I kind of think of it as like wearing contacts and then non-prescription glasses.
Mask and hats. Mask and hats. Gotta have me and my mask and hats.
The same thing. Yeah. So I want in 30 years when I'm dead and all the wrestlers are on the independents, they're like, Big Cali, he was super big. What do we remember him by? It's the hat and the mask. I'm paying it forward to the future generations. I'm very generous.
They will look back fondly upon the sacrifices that you have made, my friend. I feel
it's got to be for something.
Yeah.
They'll attempt to step into those big footprints you left behind.
That's why I put them there. So 72, a Royal Rumble of children could all together try and fill my one shoe print. That's why I put that footprint there. And
when there was only one footprint in the sand, that's where you were so big that you carried all of them.
Got it. You're right there.
Oh man. So it's super awesome to have you back. Like, we're overjoyed to have you coming to Minnesota and being on shows, debuting. Like, I can't imagine young boy CALLUX being smaller, but certainly less bodies have been rent asunder when you were here last with your wrestling aspirations. So yeah, man. I mean, is this a awesome experience? I mean, I don't even know kind of what that would kind of be like. I mean, I came back after living in Mississippi for 5 years, and it just it was so great to see people, but I wasn't, coming back to rip people's heads off. So,
Right. No, truthfully, it hasn't even touched me yet. Especially because I haven't left my own state in the last 2 years, having to fly, all the way across the country back to my original home that I lived in for the first 18 years of my life. The reality of it hasn't quite set in. So I'm sure once I'm on the plane, it'll hit me a little harder. But right now it's just kind of like, all right, I got, let's get these promos done. Let's get this done. Let's get this done. Let's get make sure your shit's packed. Is your gear clean? Is this fixed? Just kind of riding the train until we get there, and then once we make the stop and we're able to kind of smell the roses, I think it'll be a nice time.
That's awesome. And so you're going to be wrestling for Pro Wrestling Battleground, which is, I mean, I think to me, Wilebski's is one of like the venues we enjoy the most, even though it's like totally bizarre. and,
it's not laid out to watch wrestling.
So Wilebski's was like the first. So before I started training in Philadelphia, I lived in Minnesota. And when I was like 16 or 15, I drove out with my mom to Philadelphia, and it took us like 2 days to get there. And we met with Quackenbush, and he's like, you wait to be 18 to come train here. I'll hook you up with my friend Eric Cannon. And so once we got back home, I met up with Cannon, and we linked up, and he's like, all right, you're going to come to Wilebski's every month, and you're going to help set up the ring every month. And I think I did that for like a year and a half, 2 years. And like hanging out with Chris Huffman at those shows it was some of the most fun ever. Me and Dirty Ernie would try and teach me how to run the ropes before the shows, despite explicitly being told not to.
One of the greatest to ever do it, Dirty Ernie. Come on.
I hope I see him. I hope I'm wrestling him. I know I'm not.
Dude, now all I want is Big CALLUX versus Rodeo Randy. I want that so hard.
I'll put in a word with Pro Wrestling Battleground. We'll see what we can do.
Yeah,
I think Rodeo Randy's retired. I believe he said he's retired.
Rodeo Randy never rides into that sunset, baby. You know, he's like the Terry. He's like the Funker forever. Rodeo Randy forever. And here's your obligatory.
No one ever retires. No one. If there's someone that's gonna bring the big cowboy out of retirement, it's the largest wrestler in the world, Big CALLUX, and that's why I'm going out there. Honestly, is just to bring Rodeo Randy out of retirement.
Oh man, okay, you couldn't ask for anything finer. I mean, that is a noble aspiration.
Right.
That's a spot.
I'm a giver.
To happen.
I actually found out. So I have a promotional message going out tomorrow. About my opponent at Pro Wrestling Battleground. And I suppose I can give a sneak peek right now because it's it's going to come out tomorrow. But I will be wrestling Venom at Pro Wrestling Battleground, as I have never wrestled anyone with more than 7 letters in their name, so I'm a little off balance here. But I've seen Spider-Man 3 1,000 times, so I think I'm going to be okay.
Got it. Nailed it. I was hoping for a Haas fight, or at least a couple of Haas fights, but that's a Haas fight, and he's been out of action. So this is that's kind of like a big homecoming for him too.
Right, well, it's going to be awesome.
If you want to get that upper hand early, Meatball Sub.
Meatball Sub. When you're in there locked up, just be like, I got that Meatball Sub for you. Hilton Radio said, get that Meatball Sub.
Does it matter the brand or like who's making the sub, or is it just no? Okay.
No, we went out to dinner before a Battleground show one time, and I interviewed Venom and 6%, and we were talking, and he ordered a meatball sub like before the show, and we saw him at like intermission. We were like, "Hey man, how's it going?" He's just like, "I don't know if I should have done that meatball sub, man."
I think meatball sub's a pretty bad call everywhere, unless it's Subway. I think Subway consistently delivers on their meatball sub. Everywhere else, it's hit or miss, but I can always count on Subway.
I mentioned this last week. I would have literally punched a baby last week for Subway. I don't even know why. It's not good.
It's not hard to get either. It's on DoorDash. I'm pretty sure.
I can't have it. That's the thing that sucks. It's like you want the forbidden fruit that is Subway.
I think Subway's like pretty middle of the road. Like when I think forbidden fruit, I think 14 of the Papa John's garlic cups stacked on top of each other. That's the forbidden fruit. I think Subway's like a compromise. Like, I'm not gonna have this thing, but I'll have a meatball sub.
It's the gluten.
And I'll trick myself into thinking that's a healthy decision.
It's the glutens. Otherwise, I'd be down
That makes sense.
And also, I can't do the Papa John's just because, you know.
Also gluten.
And the truth will come out.
The truth.
Have you not seen the crazy Papa John's interview with the Papa John?
Oh yeah.
Where he does that crazy-eyed, like, the truth will come out. I've had 35 pizzas in 29 days. It's just not the same. It's like, what the fuck is wrong with you, you insane person?
I can't think of a single instance where it's even a little bit okay to have that much pizza.
Yeah. Oh. I mean, even like amazing pizza, that's a lot of pizza, man. Like
day 3, I'm ready to quit, I think.
Yeah.
Can you imagine like your insides just burning from the marinara? Just all that tomato just churning. All that
the marinara isn't what does it to me. It's the garlic that just ruins me. If I have garlic on my pizza, I got to take the next day off. Like for sure.
And you know that regardless of whether or not you're lactose intolerant, you will be at some point because of this. That cheese will just sit like a car battery inside you, and it may never come out.
So I found out recently. So I am lactose intolerant, and pizza fucks me and my wife up pretty bad for a couple days. And I found out the trick to it, how we can survive, is Chicago style deep dish pizza, which is hard to find out in Philadelphia. But we found a place called Santucci's. Santucci's is the shit for anyone in here in Philadelphia watching or in the area. It is the only pizza that does not hurt my insides. It's incredible.
It's like you're trying to hurt me just by talking about deliciousness. I had gluten-free pizza bagels tonight, and that is nothing.
It's early. You already had dinner? It's early.
Yeah.
It's early for you guys. It's like 7 o'clock.
I'm an old person.
We gotta get ready, baby.
You guys got that grandpa dinner.
We can't come into a big CALLUX interview on an empty stomach. You know what I'm saying?
I've been dubbed old man wrestling. Old man wrestling.
So you better watch what you're saying.
I had a protein shake for breakfast. I'm turning this into the most boring, mundane, non-wrestling podcast ever.
The last time you scared the piss out of King, and we couldn't even say piss on the broadcast. So this is this is a huge expansion at this point.
I thought you went in full method, and you were in like a closet, rocking back and forth, kicking the door. I was like, oh Lord.
I wasn't in a closet. Okay, cool. So I'm just gonna I hold very little structure for the first 2 years of my career, and all of the framework around it I don't really care about. Every single promo that I cut for the first year of my career was inside my my living room closet, and I had one candle that would sit on a shelf, and that was how I got my lighting. But the interview was actually done in my bedroom.
I will say that was one of our favorite interviews, though, because it was like 2 minutes of the opening of a horror movie, and we were just like, what happens next? That
was the first year and a half of my career. I'm like, all right, so I've seen 2 horror movies. I'm gonna copy the first like opening of that, and everything after that, I don't know. So now I'm just a big goofy guy.
Dude, I love it. I just the evolution has been so fun, like talking to folks that have left kind of post Me Too, everything else, like just seeing where everybody is and seeing like how so many people have blossomed and like Camp Leapfrog, and like the family has gotten bigger, and you guys have like drawn more people in, and like there's so many amazing wrestlers that are part of those shows, and just like a part of this, like, you know, you're just sweet boys.
I was thinking about that. I think it was yesterday. It's one of those like instances that you didn't realize how miserable the working environment was until you actually left it. Because I remember like having no direction, having no interest in what I was doing, having, you know, no real clue what was going on. All I know is like I would wear this trash bag fucking pants, stick barbed wire into my arm, and like murder, and it, like all of it for I have no idea. And like once I kind of got to like realize that, oh, I can do what I want now, like it got so much more fun, and like I could see my growth like exponentially just fucking shoot up.
That's awesome.
So it's been really cool. I've been very fortunate.
So do you think it's easy to kind of break out of that trope and expand your story on your terms? Or was it difficult to kind of try to rearrange your thought pattern and try to take, okay, this is the building blocks, but it doesn't have to be this. It can be whatever I want it to be.
Right. So I trying to unpack that. So I guess for the first year of my career, it was very much a like, I'm going to follow the steps and the brick that someone else has laid for me, and I have no real idea where it's going. I'm just going to walk this path and hope it gets me to where I need to go. I got to the end of that path and I realized, oh, this took me nowhere. It took me in a circle. I'm right back where I'm started, and I'm supposed to. It's not explicitly told you, but you're supposed to lay some of your own brick. So that's what I started doing when I kind of stepped out of CALLUX, the Castigator, and became Big CALLUX. Even when I was still with Shakara, I started like doing more goofier social media stuff, kind of doing stuff that made me happy, doing stuff that made me laugh. And then I kind of noticed that like I'm not being booked on shows anymore. I'm kind of getting weird conversations, and I'm getting talked to in kind of a weird way. And then it like kept going, and then I just kept doing whatever made me laugh. And then like it all, Shakara closed, and the timing of it, there's no good timing for it, but the timing of it was about as good as you could be. When I finally had all these ideas and all these things I wanted to do, and I've been freed from a lot of the shit that like I'm being told that I need to stay the course on. Like I can all of a sudden paint with my own colors. Like I got new gear immediately. I got new masks immediately. Updated my whole look to something that I like kind of liked.
New CALLUX, who dis?
Right. Hold on. I got the right over here. I've got the original mask, not the original, but the second original. And like I think it's unique for the style, but it's so boring. It's so like, it's just, it doesn't stick out. And it didn't really fit the character that I wanted to go with and the personality I wanted to be. So I got some cool new shit and started doing fun new shit. And now I just have fun on every wrestling show I'm on. And I don't try and be like, oh, how many kids can I scare? It's like, oh, how hard can I make myself laugh tonight?
Yeah. And dude, man, I've just, it's so much fun watching you, because I feel like you said, like when you that kind of moment where you shifted and you're like, oh, like, yeah, I'm supposed to be laying my own bricks at the same time, but nobody ever like kind of tells you that. It's like, it's such a revelation where like I had this kind of moment when I was in grad school, and I was like totally feeling it. We had this guy come in and give a lecture, and he ended it with like this big kind of like build up, and then at the end he just said like, you should design like you give a damn. And I was like, oh, like nobody told me to give a shit before. It's like obviously I do, or I wouldn't be here. But it's like just somebody saying that, or just like that like light going off, you're kind of like, oh well, yeah, I have purpose now. I know exactly where, like, I know exactly kind of like how I want to feel about this. And so then it's like a matter of just like trying stuff out. And I feel like you've tried so many cool things since like kind of matriculating. It's been so much fun to see that, and and just to see kind of everybody doing that, and like seeing new personas and seeing people sans mask. I mean, there's a lot of beautiful people under these masks. So just saying, I mean, some people like yourself, it's a part of your face, but for others,
Right. I think like, me aside, I think it's so awesome to see everyone's independent growth in a post-Jakar world. Like Edith Surreal. Oh my goodness.
Oh my God.
Like she is such an inspiration, and she's, just crushing it in everything she does. And she has complete total control to, fucking paint her own board now.
Yeah.
I remember like it was in the middle of the like it was me, Volgar, Frantic, and we were having like every month it was a match between Jeremy Leary, Calhoun, and someone else.
Yeah.
And like I remember before every show at class, every week, I'd be like, what are we doing? What is, you know, where should CALLUX be in this? Where does CALLUX need to, like, how are we changing? What the fuck is this story even? What's going on? I have no idea.
Yeah.
Why are we going out there and doing the same brawl every month? And I would just get the same, like, you don't really need to know. I'm like, what is that? No, I absolutely need to know.
That's bizarre.
It's yeah. And I mean, not to shift the spotlight too much, but I'm told that, like, it wasn't always like that, but it was like that when our crop was there. So, like, it is what it is.
Yeah.
But it's very cool now to be able to be like, okay, this is what I have. This is what I want to do. This is where I want to take this. This is what I like, and have dynamic conversations and have some kind of influence in what I'm doing, as opposed to, like, being a Fire Pro character that someone else is just, like, pressing buttons on.
So when you're looking at that, does that, going through that experience, does that make you, you know, just in the thought process, does that make you more flexible or less flexible going forward as far as thinking about your character and what you want to do, what you want to accomplish, what is fun now? Do you think about it and go, well, I kind of have to be protective of this because before someone else dictated it and that was not enjoyable. So now it's mine. I want to control it and see where I take it.
Right. I mean, it's been no secret that, like, almost everything I've done in the last year has been explicitly, like, what I've wanted to do. Excuse me. Every promotion that I've gone to, it's pretty much been like, I want you to go out there and be big CALLUX, and whatever that means, I want you to do that. And the more that I do that, the more opportunities like that I'm getting. So I don't really even have to be protective of it. It's people are encouraging me to go do what I want, and I love that. It's a new thing for sure, but it's not old.
Is there something you've pitched where you've been like, this is the thing, and someone's gone, maybe not?
I'd have to think about that. I don't think so. I think everything I've pitched was the closest I can get to was my match with CC Boost, where we wrestled in onesies, and, like, he jumped off a car into a black hole slam. He shot fireworks at my face. I powerbombed him through a table onto the floor. Like, and like, there's not been a moment, like, I think people can kind of see that using that as a guide, but I think people can kind of see and look at, like, okay, if CALLUX wants to do this, you know, if it doesn't turn out well, then that's on him. But it's you know, it's what he wants to do, and it hasn't not turned out well so far, at least that I'm aware of. So I just keep getting those.
So does having more control over that, does that increased ownership and increased control and direction, does that also, like, put way more pressure on you as far as I've got to kill it?
No, truth be told, I really don't care. Not in a way that, like, I'm apathetic. Not in a way that, like, I'm apathetic, but, like, I put no pressure on myself to have 5-star matches. What I put pressure on when I'm in the back and, like, I'm about to go out, and I'm about to go wrestle, what I'm thinking is, okay, I'm going to have the most fun regardless. And those decisions just kind of, like, influence what I'll do. And that whole process just kind of alleviates any pressure off me. I see a lot of people when they finish their matches, they're like, if it doesn't go well, they'll kind of, like, throw shit or they'll get upset. And I think that, you know, I can understand that. But when you come at it from a completely different perspective of how can I have the most fun, the crowd also thinks, oh my God, he's having so much fun. This is awesome. I want to have fun too. And it completes this whole cycle. And then when I get to the back, I'm like, oh my God, that was so much fun. And someone's like, oh, that kind of got fucked up. I'm like, I don't care. I had fun. They had fun. No one knows, you know, it was just a big old clown show.
Do you find some of that, like, backstage stuff performative at times as well? Look how much I care because I'm throwing things.
Right. I think maybe 15% of it is probably performative. I think a vast majority of it is just, like, independent wrestlers who grew up in a wrestling lifestyle, who have poor social social guidance and like mental health issues who don't have it, I think a lot of it is wrestling lifestyle and wrestling societal and like all that stuff, people not taking the time away from wrestling to grow as humans, and people growing up in wrestling, and it just kind of perpetuates itself. I think a lot of people like see that and they're like, oh, that's normal. Well, I didn't do hot. Fuck, man, I should be more upset. And that like it becomes this real thing. I think maybe some of it's performative, but I think a lot of it is like, dude, you got to go to therapy.
I've seen it in like team sports in college where somebody throws an absolute fit, throws things, screams, yells, curses, and then it's like it just turns off because it's almost like I have to show I care as much as like the people who really care.
Oh yeah, it's not like that. It's like someone will throw shit and then like I think one or two people might be performative, and it's not everyone who comes from the back is like that. But it happens, and I think maybe some of it's performative, but I think a lot of it is just people who have mental health issues and need help.
Do you find there's a lot of that in your profession?
Yeah. Okay. So it changes on circles. Different promotions kind of run with different crew. At Leapfrog, I don't really see it because a lot of us have the same mindset of let's just go out there and have as much fun as possible. But like some of the more hardcore promotions or some of the, more middle of nowhere places I go to, it does have more of that type of behavior. It's definitely something that needs to be addressed and something that a lot of people are talking about, because wrestling as a culture is just what it does is it's cyclical. So it's that throughout training, as soon as you start training, you're taught you need wrestling to be your life. You need to come to training 4 days a week. You need to be on shows on the weekend doing ring crew. You need to surround yourself and completely drown your life with wrestling. And when you do that, you find yourself with a lot of people who were raised by wrestling in that environment, people who don't really know how to act socially, people who, it does something to your brain when you're doing that for 20 years and it's just hot dogs and handshakes and, let's go hurt each other. Like, it's, I think it would do a lot of wrestlers a lot of good to have a life outside of professional wrestling and grow as a human, as well as a performer, when I think people place a lot of focus on growing as a performer. Does that make sense?
It does.
Yeah.
I work in disability services, so I'm always amazed when we will do commentary or in the past have done booking for promotions and seeing people how they behave and trying to figure out, like, you do realize this was like a $12 gate show. So you probably shouldn't have done that to someone else, and then brag about it. It's just like I always find it interesting because I can't think of an athletic event or sport or job that has that much wild variance of extremely well adapted and extremely dysfunctional people within it.
Right. I think a lot of that has to deal with the pressure that it puts on you as an income source. So with sports, as you grow up, like a lot of people in sports kind of cap out at that high school level. The ones that don't usually go on to the college level and they're still getting an education there. And the ones that do really well there, kind of go into hopefully the NFL where they get lots of, or whatever sport you want to pick, where they get, a nice heavy income. With wrestling, there's really not that like kind of structure to it. It's you do your education and you can't really get involved with it until you're done with the education. You're done with that. Now you have to do this wrestling thing. And you have to put a lot of your energy into this wrestling thing because you have one shot, and that is that, or I guess, WWE or AEW for a contract or wherever you want to go. If you want to get a livable wage as a professional wrestler, you have to be in the top 1% of performers, or you have to be really charismatic and good at selling merch, like Danhausen. No slight to Danhausen. I think he's incredible. Like Just that there's, it's kind of branching. But a lot of people have that mindset of, okay, I fucked this up. Now I'm one notch back from making this my livable wage. Whereas in sports, you can kind of see like, okay, I'm here throughout my rankings, but I'm still in school. I don't have to I can still think about other things. A lot of people have no fallback plan in wrestling. So it's, I need to become a contracted professional wrestler, or I need to work this job that I'm unhappy with. And I think that's where we see a lot of the struggle and the mental health issues hinge on, because it's out of desperation. It's out of, I'm getting paid $40 to drive 8 hours to the show, because there's no professional wrestling unions. Wages aren't protected. Wrestlers aren't protected. Promotions aren't. It's just a fucked structure on, kind of taking advantage of workers. I think that's why we see a lot of unpaid ring crews, which, is kind of here or there. I would love to see paid ring crews. I think Paris's Bumping does that now, which props to Billy Dixon, who does that. I think it all just kind of comes down to, okay, wrestling tickets have been this price for so long. Wages of wrestlers have increased. Production values in shows have increased. But this main income stays the same. So we kind of have to funnel that down. I'm just kind of talking out my ass here, but
it's super interesting because I agree. I think it's like a very odd apprenticeship type of employment. It's kind of, you're hinging that you'll make it under the guidance of someone who says, I can help you make it. And there's no way to prove that.
Right.
There's
it's
absolutely
subjective.
Yeah, it's complete. It's subjective in the fact that look how many folks have just been at the wrong era, who have been insanely talented, but if you're looking for that contract, they weren't 6'3", 235.
Right. It's so much about who you know. You could be the best professional wrestler in the world, and if no one knows you, then you're fucked. It is what it is, and it's a very stressful, and it's very hard, especially if you want to make your only income a contracted professional wrestler. The stress that comes with that must be incredible. I love wrestling, but I also have a non-wrestling job that I love very much. So I don't feel that stress on me, and I'm able to go out and have as much fun as I can.
So one thing I talk about a lot at work is work-life balance. Do you have an appropriate work-life balance? Would you say that for you, pro wrestling is part of that balance? It actually gives you the balance from work that you need.
I wouldn't. So yes, but not in the way that you're saying.
Okay.
So I in my brain, I have to compartmentalize wrestling as part of my work.
Okay.
So I have my regular work, and then I have wrestling work, and then I have this free time of space that exists, and I have to share those three bubbles equally to not go insane. And I think a lot of people let that wrestling part infiltrate that free time space and get either burnt out, frustrated, or just kind of wind themselves in circles of, I need to find new influence. I need to evolve. Okay, well, I'm just going to keep circling because you have no free time to dive into to pull things out of. Yeah, I guess that's my answer for that.
No, it's great. I mean, it's super interesting. So thank you for kind of walking through. I know that's not like who would your favorite opponent be? But instead, it's more hey, let's talk about the psychological effects of what you're doing.
Oh my God, that's so much more interesting than my favorite opponent. Fuck my favorite opponent. It's my favorite opponent would be Great Khali, and I'm never gonna get him. So let's move on. I don't want to talk about that question ever because I'm not gonna wrestle the Great Khali or Dave Bautista.
I want to hear. Would you want Khali in a regular match or Punjabi prison match?
So I've never even seen I don't know what the Punjabi prison match is. I've never seen that.
It's a real shitty bamboo steel cage.
Yeah.
It is
like
ridiculous.
Hell in a Cell made out of bamboo.
Oh, I want the regular match then.
Okay.
I think I'm the only professional wrestler alive to steal from the Great Khali. I started doing his Khali chops, and it makes me laugh so fucking hard every time I do it. At the Wrestlers Lab taping, I think I wrestled twice, and I must have done that chop, no joke, 30 times. It's my favorite thing in the world. I love the Great Khali so much, and he's never gonna get to wrestle me, and it's his fault.
Yeah, it's his loss.
Yeah, it's a goddamn shame.
It is a shame.
So I wanted to ask your wrestling venom at Pro Wrestling Battleground. First wrestling, always TBD. Huey, the heel turn hound, making a appearance in the background.
Oh,
hi,
handsome.
Hi, how you doing?
Oh,
yeah, so hippie. Just hanging
I
out
love
with
him.
Scouts, your King Ginger. I was wondering, are there people on the Minnesota independent wrestling scene that you haven't gone? Because like, if I had a dream matchup for you, and I know that it's been a while, and I don't know if they'll ever come back, but no one's really retired. Oh, and here's Ruby. But I would have loved to, or would love to. Maybe it'll never happen. Maybe it's up there with Great Khali. Horace the Psychopath versus CALLUX would have been fire, dude. That would have been so hot.
You think so?
Yeah, so
man. The only memory I have of Horace the Psychopath is that one Pro Wrestling Battleground show. My memory's scattered, and I don't know how. I don't want to go too much into it because I don't know. He's obviously struggling, but it was that one match where something was clearly not right with him, and that's my only memory. And like, it's so tragic. And do I have a little thing here?
Maybe.
Looks like I have a lettuce in my teeth. It's just pieces of meth.
I like self-conscious big CALLUX. That makes me like super happy. I don't know why. I have little tiny scissors right here. I can just beep, 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 beep.
I've got to have scissors around here somewhere.
Right.
Can you get it for me?
There. Yeah, man. That's super
that's
funny.
gonna bother the fuck out of me. Right. Whatever.
See, now Venom knows.
Yeah.
When you try to hit him with the meatball sub, he's gonna be like, "There's a string hanging from your mask.
It looks like you have something in your teeth."
Where's that letter from? Meatball sub, you son of a bitch.
No.
Is Horace still wrestling? Is he still wrestling?
No, he hasn't been for a couple of years, but
I hope he's doing better.
Yeah, he was like the tail end of us really like getting in like the early 2010s, like, or I guess mid, because King and I started doing this in 2013, and I think he was kind of on his way out at that point, but I had seen him on a WrestlePalooza before we'd kind of really started heel turn radio in earnest, and yeah, just he just seems like he's a big character,
right? If I'm giving you like an independent Minnesota wrestling dream list,
please.
The top of my brain's like, I just want everyone. I'd really like to wrestle Cannon. I'd really love to wrestle Darren Corbin. I would really love to wrestle Caranoia. What's her fucking? It's Free
Range Kara.
Free Range Kara. Yes, I want to wrestle Free Range Kara. I don't imagine anyone would be clamoring for it, but I would love to wrestle El Bano.
Oh man.
There's a lot of people that the list is never ending. I would love to wrestle Cody Rice, even though he's not really a Minnesota boy anymore. I would love to wrestle him.
That would be that'd be something really special to watch.
It would be awesome. It's
a
book
like a dream like Minnesota versus Sweet Boys card, and just have like all the Sweet Boys coming from the East Coast and wrestle like all the faves here. That would be great.
I'd love that. Just give me a.
It's the Sweet Boy Challenge.
Big CALLUX
Sweet Boy Challenge.
Sweet Boy Challenge.
Survivor Series rules. That'd be fun.
Oh yes. Boy. Survivor Sweet Boys.
Survivor Sweet Boys. That's it.
Yes.
That's it.
Dude, I would, having like a kind of tournament style type of thing, or like round robin-y, and then dare I say Cybernetico to wrap it off.
That'd be fun. I'd be all game for that.
Oh, all right. Well, we'll just make that happen. Let's just do that.
We'll reach into our infinite funds and our ability to find a venue, and bing, done.
I mean, I feel like if there was something that I would make a one-off wrestling show happen for, that would be it, man.
A First Wrestling versus East Coast Cybernetico. That'd be awesome.
That'd be so good.
Yeah. Maybe I'll just ask and see if I can make that happen. I have no idea who I'm wrestling at the first show, so maybe that's what it is.
We never do. That's the best part. You're on the okay, so going back to it, you're wrestling for First on the 13th.
Yes.
And then Battleground on the 14th.
Yes, I'm wrestling in
St. Paul.
I'm wrestling St. Paul. It's an outdoor venue at a brewery. Yes, at the brewery. You can find all the details on my social media. It's
I'll bring it up.
I'm wrestling there on the 13th, and then Pro Wrestling Battleground on the 14th. And then I'll probably be hanging around for the 15th and see if I'm interested in getting beaten up one more time.
Well, I know I have tickets to the 15th, and then I was like, and then you were announced for the 14th, and I was like, you sons of bitches. Yeah, so 13th is Clutch Brewing on West 7th Street, St. Paul. Tickets are $15, still available. Kids 12 and under are free. Doors at 3, show at 4, I believe. Is that right? No.
It might be 5.
No, doors at 5. Doors at 5, show at 6. And that's fire. It's you, Free Range Kara, Brooke Valentine, Badger Briggs, Yellow Dog, Froth, Super Thunder Frog, Eric Kanan, Pop, Darren Corbin, Devon Monroe. Yeah, that's a fire show, man.
It's gonna be great.
It's really, really good. And I'm like really, really like, oh God, can I go to wrestling 3 nights in a row after like not going to any wrestling? I know
the answer is yes. The answer is yes to that, and I will see you at all 3 shows.
That CALLUX, if there's one big mang that I would make it out for 3 shows in a row, it would be you, my friend.
That's all. Hey, tell Cannon that you said that. If there's just say,
I'm gonna tweet it right now.
You're already one up on Zane Riley, who when he came on was like, "What the fuck, man? You guys know Cannon. What do I gotta do? Manning's on, Caleb's on, but I get left at home. What the fuck?"
If anyone watching this, just tweet at Eric Cannon and just say, "I'm going to the show on Friday to see Big CALLUX," and you can all say that same exact tweet. There will be no suspicion, and I will become the richest person in the world.
Yes.
Say, please, Papa, please make the dreams come true.
Yes. The 5th. I won't tag them because I don't want to draw the ire of
you don't want that,
the Godfather.
That sweet message at night.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey James, what the fuck are you doing?
That's scary.
The only thing.
Whenever I get contacted by him, my first thought is like, I did something wrong, probably. What have I done to make Pop angry? And then it's generally really nice stuff, but it's always just like,
Right. It's that person you look up to contacting you. I must be in trouble.
Yeah.
Oh, is it beers and body slams or brews and body slams? I think it's beers and body slams. I always have to check so I don't screw it up. But
why did I not bring my phone to this?
I don't know.
I keep this thing on me. Here it is. I will find it.
Where is it? Blood, Sweat, and Beers 3.
The one I will be at is Nightmare on 7th Street, which is the one that matters. And that's on the 13th. How you remember that is because Friday the 13th is a scary movie, and this show is called Nightmare on 7th Street. Easy.
Oh man, I almost said Blood, Sweat, and Bears, and that would have been like a sweet Travis Huckabee throwdown.
I'm kind of a bear. I've got a nice foothold in the bear community.
Yeah, I believe it, man.
Once every 3 weeks, I get followed by a bunch of like horny, half-naked dudes, and I'm like, I'll take it.
Yeah,
I'll take it.
It's flattering.
Kinda.
You're like, oh man, thank you. Like that.
Yeah.
Thank you, dude. Like I feel real good about myself.
I'll post gym pictures, or I'll post like a picture of me, and I'll just get like a bunch of quote tweets that are just like wet emojis, and I'm like, oh, thank you. Is this permission for me to eat Chipotle today? I hope so.
If I get 25 wet emojis, Chipotle's going down. By Chipotle going down, I mean I will eat Chipotle, not Chipotle, a guy named Chipotle going down. let me clarify that since this is where we are now.
Hey-o.
We made it here.
We did it. We really did it, gang.
We did it. Hey guys, we did it.
Oh man, I literally refreshed my Twitter feed and there was a tweet from CALLUX or from Travis Huckabee like right after I mentioned him, and then it just went like piling down.
That's how the algorithm gets you.
I know, man. All I want is my Hucka tweets, you know?
All starts with Huckabee.
Yeah. Like
if you go by the follow button, there's a little, you can do the bell, and then it bothers you every time someone tweets. And then you just lose your mind. I do that every time Chris from Tiger Driver is like, I'm going to get really drunk and do a promo code, and then I'll just put notifications on his tweets, and then I'll drive myself insane. And then I'll fall asleep and miss it.
All right. Oh, man. So good. Man, now I want to know what Travis Huckabee tweeted. I don't know if that's actually worth going after, but we love ourselves some Travis Huckabee. So
yeah,
good dude.
Let me know. I got my money on something bear related or something concussion related. One of those two.
Someone there's a note. He is quote tweeting something that says, "I whooped that bear's ass." And there is a note reply that says, "I hope you drop your spoon in your cereal this morning. I hope all your Oreo cookies be stuck together and you never get a clean pull apart. I hope someone calls to inform you about your car's extended warranty. I hope you never get to listen to Spotify without having to sit through a Blue Chew ad. I hope they run out of celery next time you order wings. I hope you get the hiccups. I hope you get toothpaste on your favorite shirt. I hope you only have enough wrist tape for one wrist. I hope you go to a restaurant and they don't have your preferred Coke Pepsi option." And he wrote, "Okay, this is where I draw the line. I have never been so personally offended. The nerve you have to say you fought a bear after I've been trying for the last 3 years. I hope you have a bad day."
That's a good tweet.
That mother lover says he's been trying to fight a bear for 3 years, but he was vehemently opposed to fighting Bubbles for the longest time.
Do you guys want to know a good, fun story about that?
Yes, yes, absolutely.
So the initial joke of Bubbles, I think, was when Razorwing and Boomer were doing the graphics for Chikara shows. And I think Boomer got very drunk one night and made a fake graphic of Bubbles appearing at a Chikara show, and just kind of tweeted it out from Boomer's personal account. And it looked so real that the person who owned the venue that we were going to at the Chikara show in Chicago called and was like, "Hey, we didn't discuss the bear."
Wait, Logan Square?
Yeah.
Oh, we could have seen a live Bubbles.
No, we would have just not gone if that was happening. He was like, "Hey, if you're having a bear, you're gonna have to go somewhere else because we're already stingy enough about that place as it is."
Oh,
they're a wild bunch over there, but yeah, it's he thought we were getting a bear. Bear market is really tapped out right now. It's like getting an Xbox.
Oh man, I don't know that I've ever been more excited for a fake wrestling match than that match.
Yeah, it's a good. I hope he gets it. I don't think he will, but I hope he does.
I mean, I think that a triple threat with Bubbles, Huckabee, and Big CALLUX is a moneymaker. Like Bear, someone beloved by bears, someone who wants to fight a bear. This is like the golden triangle, man.
That's good. I love that.
You could do the shirts on the posters, and instead of the monkeys, speak. It's all three of you and the bear in the middle. I feel like we even have a sitcom ready for this now.
I like that.
I would never wrestle a bear, but I like that. I have the only giant that I'm wrestling, the only person bigger than me that I'm going to wrestle is the Great Khali, and that's never going to happen. So I will follow that dream all the way to the pipe.
Oh, someday.
Probably
Great Khali, get at us.
Giants don't live long.
That's true.
That's
why it's better to be big than to be a giant, man.
That's what I'm saying.
Given advances in modern medical technology, there's no reason to believe that the three of us could not live to be a combined 450 years.
Wait, all three of us together?
Yeah. Like a combined. Like if you add it all up, it's like when a business says like we have over 200 years of experience on staff, and I was like, that's not how you count. That's not how that. That's not. How
I don't
that
know how
works.
you guys.
Old dude.
I don't know how you guys feel about it, but I budgeted to be 55, and I think anything after that is extra credit. Speaking of, the great Kali is currently 48, and I think he should also budget to be 55.
I don't think I can think of more than 3 male members on my dad's side who lived past 55. Ew, that's a fun thought.
Everyone in my family is like cockroaches. Like everyone's still kicking. But I'm really destined to go against the grain here.
I'm either like my side.
I'm gonna set my own path.
I got like 60s. I got like 60s and 90s. So like when I hit 30, I was like, I'm either half done or a third of the way done. And
every once in a while, I'll give my mom a call and I'll be like, "Hey, how's Grandpa? Is he still doing?" And she's like, "He's still doing great. I don't understand what's going on."
Living the dream, man.
I'm hopeful. We'll see.
Yeah,
dude,
I am too now. I mean, I need like old man CALLUX, like old man Logan shit. Like that's I need that.
There's your
old man CALLUX is just gonna be on the recliner. Like he's not doing anything but writing blogs and mean tweets. Speaking of recliner CALLUX, I've been playing. I don't know if this is what we wanted. I've been playing a lot of video games recently.
Tell us about it.
We were
so last night.
Yeah.
So I've been one of the lucky few to get my hands on a PlayStation 5, which I feel very fortunate of.
Tell us more.
There's just not a lot of games that like interest me in it besides Ratchet and Clank, which I'm like still kind of I'm forcing myself to like work for it. Like once you hit this PR on your bench, then you can buy Ratchet and Clank.
Yeah.
But so I'm making myself wait for all the new games for the PS5 by going back onto my Xbox and playing all the old games that I missed. So last night, my wife and I just finished Resident Evil 7.
What'd you think?
That was a fun time. I liked it. I thought the first half was really scary, and then it got really funny. And I'm not sure if that's because I had my wife there with the guide, like right next to me, being like, "Okay, the handgun ammo's here. This is here." But yeah, that's what I just finished. We started A Plague's Tale last night. Directly after that, didn't connect with me, but I think I'm going to finish it out. It's small enough.
Yeah.
I've been playing a lot of NHL, a lot of MLB. Very excited for Halo.
Nice.
Yeah, that's kind of it.
Have
you guys played anything good?
We're back in that Minecraft grind.
Yeah.
Minecraft.
We started. So King has played Minecraft for years. I only first started playing it in January or December when like we were finally like, yeah, let's try it out like on Realms. So like you can have 10 people on a realm. And so we recently started a realm with a bunch of like wrestling friends here. If you're on that tip, or any of the sweet boys love their Minecrafts, we got a couple open spots. But yeah, we've just been like playing Minecraft together. It's been a fucking hoot, dude. It's
that
like,
sounds awesome.
It's awesome. Like we get together, we have like a Discord chat, and like some people stream, like some people don't. Yeah, it's super fun. It's just it's like, yeah, it's
that's super cool.
fun.
I have a hard time. My brain has a hard time compartmentalizing.
Dude, words from Big CALLUX. We're on it tonight.
No one's getting bigger words than me.
No.
My brain has a hard time sorting those kinds of games into like fun spaces. Because when I'm doing them, my brain's just like, this feels like work. This feels like you should be paid to do this. This feels like a job.
Felt like that. It's one of the reasons why when King showed it to me like years ago, I was kind of like, listen, if I want to do gardening, I'll go in my backyard. And then I played it, like I finally like sat down and played it after having like watched him kind of here and there when we used to be, in the before times when we used to record in the mud pit in King's basement. And like I started playing and I was like, oh, this is like all the things that I'd like to do that I don't want to spend hundreds of dollars on like planting one garden plot. I was like, I can plant a whole field of shit. And this is like really zen. Like you just kind of like bliss out on the kind of basic things, but then there's all the like, yeah, it's fun. We have a couple spots. If we should do a stream, we should get you and your wife to just come on and like Big CALLUX's like big Minecraft day out.
Oh, there is not enough money in the world that could pay me to play Minecraft right now. I went through such a hard Minecraft phase in my middle school and high school years that like I burnt out hard. I built an entire bat cave with a subsection in an underwater house.
Whoa!
Yes.
It gets to you, but then it like gets to a point where it's like, oh my god, I've wasted a year of my life. A year of my life has been sunken into Minecraft. And like that's how those games are. You have to put it all into Minecraft, or you just can't do it because it gets to you. It's too addicting.
It is very much like you wake up and go, "Ooh, I really need to plant those trees."
Right. I went through a similar thing on Animal Crossing when the pandemic first started.
I've heard that's super addictive.
It's yeah. So when the pandemic first hit, my job isn't something that you can do from home. So they're just like, stay at home, try and get on unemployment and just stay there for a couple months. And so every day I would wake up and I would play Animal Crossing. And it was the same thing. Like I would wake up, get my bells, get my turnips, get rid of the grass, kill some spiders. And you just repeat that cycle. It's hard.
See, that's one thing I do say about Minecraft is my friends will make fun of me about it. I think just go get lost and then build a tower.
You definitely do go get lost. That is your jam.
I can't do the directions, and I just go places, and I'm like, oh, I guess I live here now. Build a tower.
You know, a game that's really fun for that is No Man's Sky.
I love No Man's Sky. It's excellent.
I really loved No Man's Sky, and then I had a conversation with Orange Cassidy about how he's like, I don't fucking care about ions, potassium. I don't care about what do I need to care about? And I'm like, I played the game and I'm like, oh, I don't care about ions. I don't care about, and then it just ruined it for me. I could never play it again. So thank you to Orange Cassidy for ruining an experience for me.
Yep, one thumb way up. Hey, I know that you have a wife that needs transportation.
Yeah.
So I wanted to ask before you had to take off. Is there any chance that we are going to see CALLUX at Interspecies Wrestling?
The new one, or
or any of them? I know that they're having the Big Dumb Block Party.
Right.
I had talked with them. Razor Wing is going to be on there, and we wanted to support. We wanted to support the Big Dumb Block Party and the like million block match, but we also wanted to support some of the Sweet Boys, and he was going to be on there. So we are. I think we are sponsoring Razor Wing for that, and yeah, I just
I love that.
Yeah, we want.
Yeah, I won't be at the Big Dumb Block Party. I think it's just like we have so many fucking people on this show.
Yeah.
But I know he and I have been in talks for a while about like, we really need to get you out here. So I'll be there, just not at the next show.
Yeah. Also, I have to say, if you see Boomer, tell him that his freaking Lego boy for that, the Lego boy design on that poster is chef.
They gave him really good abs. I'm kind of upset about it.
Yeah, the people that are under mass at the former employer, man, there's some beautiful boys. There's some beautiful, beautiful boys.
You can say Chikara if you'd like. I'm not offended.
It's not you. I think that like King and I, it's like
it's hard.
A huge part of that, and like for King even more so. But for me, like my brother was always such a huge fan, and then he and King met, and I met King through him, and it was kind of like it's been such a big part of like us going down for Chicago and all the shows at Logan Square, and it just it hurts, kind of hurts, and I'm sure you know that more than anybody else, but
I mean, there's definitely a sting to it, right? But but like I think for me, part of that is just like acknowledging that it was a place where I was for like, I can't hide from that. It's nothing I can escape. But if you are kind of looking for that release, there's a Camp Leapfrog show on Sunday that's pretty much just a Chikara show.
I saw that.
There's Hollow Wicked's on that show. I'm on that show. Razorwing's on that show. Mach 10's on that show. Boomer Hatfield, Molly McCoy, All Glory, Nazmal Doom. I think, did I say Ultramantis Black's on that show? Like, it's stacked.
Is that the Abby Jane's 21st birthday extravaganza?
It is, and it's at the same venue that the IWTV 100 building will be happening at directly after our show.
Oh shit! I didn't realize that. That's awesome.
I didn't realize it until yesterday either.
God, that looks so good. That show looks so amazing. Oh man.
Yeah. When we were in talks about it, like maybe a month or two ago, like we kind of expected to like sell like 30, 40 tickets. Like Leapfrog's a pretty niche market, but I think we've sold over 100 by now. That place is going to be fucking packed.
Yeah.
So if you've got a Sunday open and an IWTV subscription, that's something to check out.
Check it out. And Abby is so fucking cool. I've loved like seeing her blow up.
To give Abby some hype. Abby is incredibly new, and I think Abby and Pancakes are two of the most incredible young people to leave the Wrestle Factory curriculum that had no plans to even get a shot or get a look at. There was nothing even on the horizon for them, like as far as like, you know, you're going to be doing this soon, you're going to be doing this soon. And to see them leave that curriculum and go to the Worldwide Dojo where most of us have wound up with world famous CB at the helm.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Like both of them have just grown so much. And I'm so happy for them. Like,
God, that's insane. Like it's like Air Show on the Academy, like Murloc's on that show. Fucking Max Zero's on that show. Thunder Frog, I think, is on that show, right?
Yes, yeah. I think
he's coming up for that show.
Matt Makowski.
Yeah. Ultramantis, Hollow Wicked, Masha Slamovich is on that show. Is that right?
Yep.
Yeah. Oh God, Huckabee's on that show. God,
if there's a secret I may tell you, there's additional people that have not been announced yet that will be announced.
There's so many people already. Holy shit.
I think it's one of those things like, hey, if you've been on Leapfrog with us for the last year and a half, wrestling in this dude's fucking backyard of his mansion, come enjoy the fruits of your labor and wrestle in front of some fans.
And Kremls and Defarge. Oh God, there's so many. There are very few shows out there during like the pandemic and everything else that I've been jealous of not being able to go to. But everything that Leapfrog's put on, and everything that Lay Valley has put on.
Oh, LVAC,
So the LVAC. God, that drive-in show. Oh, fuck.
Those are so much fun.
If I could have paid money and like insulated myself from getting sick going through flying once during the pandemic, if I only had one get out of jail free card, I would have spent it on that drive-in show. God.
Right.
Oh, so good.
It's Sunday. What time again?
I'm looking at it.
I was going to show up. I mean, and smash.
Yeah, I'm looking at it right now. Oh, God, it's not on the little flyers that are on the thing. Oh, hold on. Tickets. Clicking through. It is August 8th, 1 p.m. and that's Eastern Standard Time, so nooner for the rest of us.
Well,
Part of the special doubleheader, like you said, Big CALLUX with IWTV 100 at H2O in Williamstown, New Jersey, baby, where all the things is happening.
Beard, I think we may have to forego core space.
Yeah, we might have to just, start a little bit later. Just enjoy the fruits of Abby Jane's labor. First birthday extravaganza.
Because Casual Doug will be down.
Oh, he will be so down. Oh God. And okay, if you're insane enough to have not bought a ticket, if you live out there right now, general admission is like $15. Front row sold out. There's a VIP for another $10. Freaking do it. Priority access. 20% off Camp Leapfrog merch, a birthday cupcake that Abby Jane herself, her favorite flavor, party favors, an autographed birthday card.
So weird.
And
for those kind of worried about, like, if you're in the area and you're worried about, COVID being a thing, I'm almost certain that masks are mandatory throughout the audience, and the space is open as well. Like the garage door is, it's like almost one of the walls,
open air.
It's completely open. So if that's a concern, something to consider.
Hey man.
Also, I got so fucked up, and I got drunk last night. I got completely drunk, and I watched PWG Battle of Los Angeles Night 3, not the recent one, Night 3 of 2016, where there's that multi-man match with Jushin Liger where he takes a thumb up the butt and everyone does a little conga line.
Yes.
And I have an entire notes app full of strategies that I may implement into my match. I've even purchased a mask of the sea monster variety. It's gonna be a wild fucking time. So watch it. If you can, even if you're at work, throw it on your phone, have it as background noise. You're gonna want to see it.
Hey, CALLUX, where can people find you? We want to make sure that everybody can get big, find their true inner bigness.
You don't need to find me. I'm everywhere.
Oh, you should. CALLUX PW.
It's at CALLUX PW on Instagram and Twitter.
I like that because it's Proteus Wheel, but it's also pro wrestling, so it's easy for me to remember.
Right. Every time every once in a while, I'll think about changing my handle to Big CALLUX. I'm like, nah, I'll keep it. If you are so inclined, you can go to my little link tree, and there's ways to support. There's like 4 different fucking stores that I have merch with. None of them. You're
all over the place. You're a butterfly, man. You got dope merch everywhere.
I know, it's great. My wife is an incredible artist, and I just harass my wife, and I'm like, make me some shit. And they're like, you gonna pay me? And I'm like, nope. I'll make dinner.
Yeah,
that's why I have.
But you work with like all the people. You work with all the people like we love. Like we work with What a Maneuver. We love What a Maneuver. But you also have like a Brainbuster store, a Fully Gimmick store. Like Darren Corbin does a lot of stuff with Fully Gimmicked. I love their stuff. Like, man, that's cream of the crop. That's
the only place I don't work with is Pro Wrestling Tees, and I'm not gonna.
Yeah, baby.
All my stores are different. If you see one design on one store, and it's on like no designs are shared, go check them all out. See what's up there. We just released a new Of the Dead design that is frankly one of my favorites.
Nice.
Let me see if I can pull it up real quick. It's my Twitter profile picture. It's just my face.
Oh yeah. That's on the Brainbuster. Yeah.
Yes,
that's great. Yeah. With the big face with your tongue out.
Yeah. Juan
dude.
did a great job. So go check that out if you're so inclined. Come on by, see my stupid stuff. Come watch me have fun and try and make myself laugh as hard as possible. That's really all it is.
Yeah.
Just trying to make myself laugh.
Dude, thank you so much for coming on. This has been so much fun to catch up. I can't wait to see you in person. We tweeted, we didn't tag Pop, but we said attention Pop in the tweet. So I'm sure he'll find it when he vanity searches. It'll be great. Everything will be awesome. It's like, don't get me in trouble with Eric. Oh, God.
Yeah, I'm very excited to go out to Minnesota, and that's on the 13th and 14th again. I leave here.
And maybe the 15th?
Just over a week. Maybe the 15th. We'll see. I should probably dedicate one day of my time over there to seeing my family that I haven't seen in 3 years.
There's plenty of day outside
You're
of the
right.
wrestling. Hey, buddy. You know what? You're really big right now. Do Ring Crew on only one of the 3 days. You deserve it. You deserve it. Tell Rodeo Randy to get his ass out there and give you do you a solid.
That's when me and El Bano are gonna wrestle while we're setting up the ring. Come see it. Show up 2 hours early. We'll see you there.
Dude, I will pay money for the VIP El Bano Big CALLUX. Oh man.
No one
Don't
wants
ask
that.
La Biblioteca match.
Where to go?
The big burrito boy battle.
Oh God. All right. I have to go get my wife from work. It was great to talk with you all.
Yeah, man. Have a great time. Looking forward to seeing you. Check out CALLUX, Instagram, Twitter, CALLUXPW. And thanks, man. We'll see you soon.
Have a good show, guys.
Yep.
Oh boy, that's the good stuff right there. Ah, man, I love it. Love it. Oh, I should probably have you on the left and me on the right. That's kind of funny. Like the background is you and me, but we were on different things. Look, man, my head is real small in comparison. That's nice. I don't know why I'm so washed out. I hate this laptop. It has such a bad onboard video camera. Dude, that was so much fun. I love gushing about guests, but CALLUX has been one of the best dudes. And like he said, he was like a young boy ring crew man at Battleground and First, and Quack hooking him up with Cannon. This feels like really special. I don't know. I don't know. Yeah, it's good to this has the same feeling as Airwolf winning titles, and the Top Flight making it, and Tapia and JDX and everybody that's been on AEW Dark, and Julia, like all the Minnesota folks making it good. But like this feels like a special homecoming for somebody that followed their wrestling dream out east and is coming back. Is that Culver's or Slim's?
Cassandra wanted
Mackie D's.
Yeah, she wanted feel better food.
Yeah.
Since today has been not good.
Yeah.
So she was like, "Hey, I'm gonna get McDonald's. Do you want a milkshake?" And I was like, "Yeah, why?"
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Let's be real then. BTS meal, all these like the rapper meals, things like that. If there were to be a King Ginger meal at McDonald's, what would the King Ginger meal consist of?
Like, can I eat whatever I want, or do I
You
have
can eat whatever you want. This would be like people lining up around the block because they're like, "Yo, I need to eat what King Ginger eats. I need to have this." It can be any of their menus, breakfast, lunch, dinner, anything. Like, what is the go-to if there are no restrictions? What is the King Ginger McDonald's meal?
no restrictions is going to be kind of lame because it would be like a 2 quarter pounders and like 10 nugs, some fries, and a shake.
What's the dipping sauces? For the dipping sauces, we need to know. The people need to know. Tell the people.
Honey mustard, that's my favorite.
Yeah.
But if it's restrictions, then it's going to be round eggs.
Yeah, baby.
With cheese.
3 round eggs with cheese. Sausage patty?
3 sausage patties and 3 hash browns. And then I stack them up, put pepper all over them, and then eat them.
So I know that you've always done that 3-3-3-3. Have you ever considered 6 hash browns and like sandwiching that stuff? And maybe
the hash browns, they don't hold together well enough.
All right.
And that's what I
want to try that. Next time I'm there, I might do like one like round egg, cheese, sausage, hash brown, see what's what.
I went for a while. I was all about them scramble eggs.
Yeah.
They're just not as good as the round egg.
Nah. And McDonald's breakfast.
Round egg's got that heat. That heat. So good.
I feel like if I had to do it, I don't know if they're still doing it.
If you had to do it?
If I had to do it, I would do, well, I don't know if they still have the premium selects, the chicken selects with the like breading. I like those. I would do a 3-piece of that for variete, hot mustard. And then I'd go like out the box. I want 3-piece with hot mustard, McRib shamrock shake. What? Apple pie, old apple pie. That like real fat apple pie. Give me that real apple pie goodness.
If I could go buck wild, I would go quarter pounder.
All right.
Extra onions. Round egg on the burger with hot mustard as the sauce.
Oh shit. That's really happening.
You could even put some just fries on there, and I'd eat it like, was that is that called a Woody or a Dunwoody sandwich?
I don't know.
In Ohio, that's like a thing they do.
So Russell Rogue in Pittsburgh now, getting his education on. In Pittsburgh, there's a sandwich place, Permanthi Brothers, that has fries on their sandwiches. He's got to tell him. He's got to holler.
Huey!
He'll turn hound. Now we got
Huey,
two.
hey,
I
buddy.
don't know what to do about that. He's out barking at somebody. But Primanti Brothers sandwiches with like fries on top. Oh my God. That was like when Russell said he's going out there, I was like, brother, you got a Primanti brother. And I will, if I can make it to Pittsburgh, if this ever ends, if all the variants ever end, I will go out to Pittsburgh solely to see Russell and get Primanti's like twice a day for multiple days in a row.
I would love to tell you it's going to end, but I was reading a thing about the Lambda variant, and I was like,
or Delta Plus, yeah, it's all sorts of shit.
So, this year I've foregone rereading The Stand just because
I
can't do Captain Trips in real life. So
no. Shit, no. Ugh. Woof. So I wanted to just like give some plugs for things that we talked about before. If you want to get on board with it, like we mentioned, Abby Jane's 21st birthday party. It's on to IWTV 100 back to back with that. It's gonna be awesome. It's the H2O arena. I feel like H2O arena is kind of like saying the ECW arena, but they do awesome stuff. Partner with awesome people like Interspecies and IWTV, Williamstown, New Jersey. They're going to also be hosting October 23rd, the Big Dumb Block Party, 1 million block pieces, Legos. And man, the crazy roster for that show. We're sponsoring Razor Wing. Much love to Razor Wing, but like a lot of our favorite sweet boys from Chikara on that. Boomer, I don't know if Hollow Wicked or Frightmare's on that. Green Ant's on that. Razor Wing's on that. Just tons and tons of good sweet boys. So check that out. They just announced another LSG versus Austin Luke's going to be on the show. A friend of the podcast, or Invite's going to be on that show, and the million block match. It's gonna be crazy. So
you should just call them the SBS. This is Sweet Boy Syndicate.
Dude, Sweet Boy Syndicate versus Sweet Boy Syndicate versus God, what was Darren Corbin and Venom and those guys? What was their
Minnesota Mafia
versus Sweet Boy Syndicate? That is our Cybernetico. Oh God, the dreams. But yeah, also additionally, amazing shows coming up in general over the next couple weeks. Nightmare on 7th Street, Clutch Brewing Company, tickets still available, $15, all ages, First Wrestling. The 14th, Wilebski's, I believe also $15. Pro Wrestling Battleground. That show looks super fun too.
So I want to say something. I said it's not the best venue to watch wrestling. So it isn't, but it's one of the most interesting venues to go for wrestling.
Yeah, no doubt.
You're always going to get a good show from Battleground.
Yeah.
If you can find good seating, you're going to have a great time.
Yeah.
The crowd can be real up and down.
Yeah.
But this
is their first show back, so I can't imagine it's not fire.
The show's always going to be good.
Saturday, August 14th, doors are at 5:30, bell time at 6, $15 for adults, $10 for kids. Brandon Gore, Battleground champion, taking on Ryan Cruz. Slasher Scene versus Big Humble, Shane Black and David Spriggle, one of my favorite. That's my chef kiss match of the night. Big CALLUX versus Venom. Devon Monroe versus Jossie. Jossie still need to reschedule, but he's going to be back on the podcast coming up.
He's been so busy. He's been AEW.
Dude, he's blown up.
Yeah, he's been everywhere.
Matt Hardy versus Matt Hardy, man. Come on.
He looked good.
Give it up for JC, JDX, Julia, God, everybody, man. It's so good. Cannon versus Rob Justice, Paul Reed versus Angry Dragon, and more. Battleground, always a fun show. And then, Blood, Sweat, and Beers 3 at man, I'm totally spacing out. Bauhaus. Yep. Gonna be great. Please book me some CALLUX. If I could see CALLUX 3 days in a row, I don't know what I'd do with myself. I'd probably pee my pants. I'm gonna be honest.
You're gonna sit there in your pee pants.
Yeah. Someone said, "What's the capital of South Carolina?" I said, "Washington, D.C." She said, "No, you're wrong." And I peed in my pants. I'm still sitting in my dirty pee pants. I sit in my dirty pee pants all day. Um, but yeah, Blood, Sweat, and Beers coming up on the 15th. Another amazing show. Bauhaus Brew Lab's always a good time. That's doors at 4, show at 5. Danhausen's on there. Effie's on there. Hey, make it gayer. You can't make it gayer without Effie. Yeah, dude, that looks like an absolute banger of a show as well. So many good boys, girls. Got a lot of embarrassment of riches coming up on the Mindy scene. It's tough to get out, but I feel like I will go to the Blood, Sweat, and Beers because I bought tickets to it. The Bro Dukes has tickets to it. Dem Dave. I think New Money Matt's going to be there. So it's a stander. So that's that's a little something. But yeah, it's good. There's some good stuff coming up. Some good stuff coming up. I don't know what else. What else is going on? What's going on with you? Do we want to talk about the Minecraft SMP, the WrestleCraft? I don't
It's
know.
been really fun.
It has been.
I don't know. Star Wars maybe soon is going to get on the channel or one of the channels.
Yeah, Known World United. Check it out. Twitch.tv/Known World United. Follow it at Hypno Hustler. New Money Matt's at all 3, baby. Oh shit. Oh god. I could not find someone to watch the doggos. I was supposed to go with the Lins to Gully Boys at the Fine Line. Did not happen, but Matt, I promise you that I will find a way to make some of those shows. I mean, for sure I will be there on the 15th, but man, I'd love to be able to support CALLUX was here. So Battleground, I think, is just wacky enough. I might have to get there. But yeah, I don't know. It's been tough. John, Mrs. Madding joined us. I saw that. I was so happy he reached out, and he was like, "Hey, is there anything we can do to make it right?" And I said, "Come on out to Dive Club, which is going to be coming up here pretty soon with Badger Briggs. We're going to the CC Club. She picked that. Also, she's going to be drinking out of a shoe. Also, I may have to also drink out of a shoe. It's something that's happening. It's real. Also, I have to give a shout out to Northern Force. Having a health setback is the worst, and Paul and Vernon have worked their ass off as a tag team. So, best wishes going out to them. I don't know if you can drink while you are convalescing, but we would love to see you. The invite's always extended to anybody who wants to come out for Dive Club. We had a great time. John Manning was our special guest last month. Got to see Matt and Danny out there. Got to see Warrior. Got to see some other friends. Got to see Mrs. Manning, which was amazing. I don't, buy into the Mr. and Mrs. Manning bullcrap, but I also don't know how shooty we want to get with people's names. But lovely to see people out in a safe environment where we could feel comfortable, all vaccinated, obviously, and like you said, King, with all the variants going on, if you're not vaccinated, please get vaccinated. Please. And if you're indoors, Hennepin County, the indoor mask mandate's coming back. Can we please nip this shit in the bud? I just want wrestling, man. I want King to feel safe. I want to feel safe. I want all of our friends to feel safe. Hypno said it. Best to Vernon. Such a hard thing to hear. I mean, we don't know. I mean, heart issues out 6 weeks for sure. Maybe forever. And as fans of tag team wrestling, I think that they are a tag team that's come along that we were really interested in seeing as much as possible. So we hope this is something that you can feel comfortable with and are healthy enough to continue the stream. But man, it's that was such a heartbreaker to hear. I hear that. So yeah, I don't know. It's continues to be weird times, but this is like a total highlight for me. And man, CALLUX, that was to see CALLUX Unchained is like one of the most joyous things in the world. I don't know, man. That's some good stuff. Also, can I just say that I saw that Bryce posted something earlier today about the AEW show tonight, and he said there's 9 former Chikara Campeonatos de Parejas and 1 former Chikara Grand Champion backstage at AEW, and I don't know if there's a better endorsement of a company right now than that. I don't know. Yeah, man. I don't know. What else do you want to talk about? You seen anything lately that just like blew your socks off?
I think there's been a lot of interesting releases and the potential for some interesting matchups, especially with that, dreaded Forbidden Door. I know that something I read today said one of the conditions of Punk coming to AEW. I just said AEW as well. AEW.
Dude, I would like some root beer, and he would like some root beer. Straight edge, baby.
Would be that he could work elsewhere, especially New Japan. And then Kenta posted about it, tweeted, I think he's just said, "I want Punk," and it was a gif of him GTSing people.
Oh, dude, yes, please. That would be amazing.
So, I mean, I think there's a lot of interesting things like that. WWE continues to be just something that I'm befuddled and just
not my flavor anywhere close.
No, I think their business practices are even worse than anything else. So I hope that Bray Wyatt, what is it, Wyndham Rotundo, I think is his actual name. I hope he finds what he's looking for, and I hope that anyone out there who can let him have as much creative freedom as he needs or chooses to have to ply his trade does so.
I hope so too, man. I think that'd be, it's tough to see people that have done so much to get themselves over be put in a position where they are given so little confidence and so little support that they would be released as part of cost cutting, especially after like having suffered the loss of someone as close to Wyndham as John Huber.
Also, to have your wife quietly released months ago as well.
Yeah, it's all kinds of gross. But
I mean, I think it's you're getting Cardona'd. Don't get yourself over because you're going to be punished for it. And that's something else I would say. Boy, man, trash fans at that GCW show, but fuck, did Cardona and Gage do everything and more in that match. And I don't care what anyone thinks of Matt Cardona's time in WWE or anything else he chooses to do. You cannot in any way, shape, or form denigrate his love of pro wrestling and his willingness to he is the modern day gunfighter. Have ring, will travel, I'll do what I need to do with anybody. He really, that was so impressive. Also, I did see John Cena in his Peacemaker outfit hugging Miro
at the premiere,
which was just, it was chef's kiss.
I want to go to that so bad. Plug for Diamond Dave. I believe he is doing another poster for that, and is going to be at Imagine Willow Creek in St. Louis Park, Golden Valley on Thursday night for their premiere. He did that for Black Widow and did like 4 amazing prints, super cool. 3 of his drawings and inks and colors, and then one with another local comics luminary. But I think he's doing another one. I think most of the comics ones, as they've been trying to navigate everything. I know that Marvel does a lot with Alamo Drafthouse, and he's done some work with them. But yeah, you mentioned Willow Creek. I went there masked up and saw Black Widow with him for the premiere when that came out, and man, it's a good time. If you want to be able to like choose your seat, try to sit away from people to feel more comfortable, mask up. It was a good opportunity for me to get out. It was the first movie I'd seen in probably 2 years, and it was just me and him. And there was other people in the theater, but it was a cool experience to kind of be able to do that. And yeah, so supporting him is great. You can buy, he has prints and stuff. So it's going to be there for Suicide Squad Thursday, I believe. Yeah, prior to the like 7 o'clock hour, usually has a couple posters. So yeah, dude, I'm jonesing for that movie too. I don't think that I'll be able to attend that one, but that looks so much fun. King Shark, Peacemaker, Polka Dot Man. I mean, it all just smacks of James Gunn gunniness. I don't know, dude. Should we retire and maybe like stream some WrestleCraft? Do you want to keep talking wrestling? I don't know. I mean, we got the world is our oyster.
I think I may call it a night. Today was
it was a day. It was a day.
Yeah, it's kind of catching up. So
yeah, man.
I might call.
So this weekend, check out Abby Jane's 21st birthday party. IWTV, congrats, 100 shows on IWTV. I don't know if it's going to be broadcast, but also on the 7th, if you're on the East Coast, Day Trippin' Pizza Party Wrestling, Pizza Party Pro having an amazing show. Dan Champion's on that. Main event for this versus the Outfielders, Molly McCoy and Boomer Hatfield. Man, that's a big one. Matt Mikowski's on that show. Crab Cakes versus Dog Nation. God, there's so many people. Travis Huckabee's on that versus Big Game Leroy. Yeah, check that out. I think great shows. And then check out CALLUX PW, Instagram, Twitter. And you can catch us here on twitch.tv/HeelTurnRadio. We're here every other Wednesday, every Tuesday, Tiny Mang Tuesday. We got Saturdays. Yeah, we're streaming WrestleCraft, Minecraft SMP. We're streaming Twitch Pro, and we're really excited. Coming up, guests. We got Devon Monroe in 2 weeks. We got the Wrecker, Josh Price. 2 weeks after that, Josh C is going to be back on sometime, hopefully the next month, working out something with him, and then yeah, come out. Next week already, I think is going to be Dive Club, the in-person Dive Club on Thursday, the 12th at CC Club with Badger Driggs. We're be drinking from shoes, so bring some clean shoes, or not. We don't kink shame in this dojo. Yeah, you can follow us at Heel Turn Radio, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, Twitch.tv/Heel Turn Radio. I don't know.
Our sister channel, Known World United.
Yeah, you can find King every other Monday for Down in Outlands. You can find me and some other Wrestle Bros every other Wednesday. And tonight, if you want to skip on over there, we got Silverback DMing some Mass Effect 5th edition skinned game. So check it out. Thanks so much to everybody who watched, and we'll see you in 2 weeks. Hanging out with Devon Monroe, one of our favorite boys. Who's also just been blown up. So, yeah, I'm the Beard.
I am your King Ginger.
And we'll catch you on the flip side, baby.
Bye.